in today's video we are checking out this acoustic amplifier made by Orange, and it's called Crush Acoustic 30. So this is a 30-watt amplifier. There are some cool, unique features that this amp has to offer, and I'll just kind of quickly talk you through. So it can be battery operated as well as operated via mains, which is kind of cool. This has also this notch filter to get rid of dodgy frequencies that might create feedback when you play and sing. So you can find the frequency and get rid of it. Another unique feature, especially at this price point, is the effects loop to plug in extra effects, in the rear of the amp. And this is something that you normally see on more expensive amplifiers. And the last very cool feature is the fact that you can actually plug in your condenser microphone. So it has actually phantom power to power your condenser microphone. So this is like a probably top feature of this amplifier. Okay, I'm going to show you some sound samples that feature basically this amp. And I'm gonna mainly use the microphone SM57 and this Zoom H6. So this is a condenser mic and this is a dynamic microphone. As well as that, I'm gonna plug it in to the rear of the amp to this kind of balanced output. It's like a kind of DI box type of thing. Now, just be aware that when you use DI out, you get the signal that is affected by your EQ, which is kind of good, I think, but it doesn't include the effects that you are applying to your sound. So basically your DI out is dry, in case you wanted to know. Now I'll be mainly playing with two kind of settings of the amp. I left everything the way I thought sounded good and natural, and then I'm just mainly playing with the button that is called color, which scoops the middle frequencies and boosts obviously treble and bass. So it's basically with or without color, and I'm not touching other knobs really, because obviously we don't want this video to last for 20 minutes or something. Okay, so let's get started.
blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Calabatain, but less treble. Let's add some chorus. We are looking at the control panel of Orange Crush Acoustic 30 amplifier, and we are starting from the top row, that is for acoustic guitar. So from left, this is aux input for your MP3 player or your phone to play your backing tracks if you want to perform with your backing tracks. This knob here is a master volume, and this one here is a notch filter to get rid of the frequencies that cause feedback. Now those three knobs have to shape the sound of your acoustic guitar, so basically bass, middle and treble. And this one is the channel volume. The color button is to scoop the middle frequencies, and what I like is to actually use it and then I back off the top frequencies, and then it sounds really nice. It gives you this nice sparkly kind of sound, you know, I really love it. The pad button is to reduce the input, you know, level of this socket here. So basically, maybe if you plug in your keyboard, you know, you're gonna press pad to lower the output of what's coming into the amp. Okay, so the bottom row is for the mic input, but this one here actually is not, because this is also global settings and they are for the effects. So here we are, look, this one here is the mix of your effects such as reverb or chorus, and it's basically how wet the sound would be, how intense. Now this second knob here is it's the balance between two channels, so basically channel 1 and channel 2. As you can see, you can basically keep this knob in the middle so that, you know, both channels will receive the same amount of effect, or you can, for instance, push the knob towards more microphone kind of input if you are plugging in your microphone, and then you hear more of the effect from the microphone or channel 2 input. So if you play guitar only, you just select channel 1, all the way down, and then you are good to go. Now this knob here is obviously for the reverb and chorus. And if you start really low, you're gonna have nice and short reverb, and if you go all the way up, you're gonna get some kind of crazy churchy type of reverb that I think it'll be a little bit too much, unless this is your thing. In terms of the chorus, you can start really low and then increase probably the volume or the intensity of the effect, and you can have some nice results. I personally don't like chorus without reverb, but there are ways around it, because this amplifier has actually, you're gonna see it in a minute, it has the effects loop, so you can plug in your external reverb and you can then run your chorus from here. Okay, so then we have bass and treble only for that channel, and the volume, the volume for that channel. So those 3 knobs are to shape the sound of your channel 2, as well as increase the volume. Okay, so the button here is either microphone or line. So if you use a microphone, just press it in, and then you can use any mic. You can use the dynamic mic, or you can use your condenser mic that will require the phantom power, which is a nice feature. So it's kind of interesting that amplifier of this value, which is quite affordable, has effects loop and the phantom power, and then the notch filter. So this one here is to plug in your microphone or your guitar. So it's a kind of combi socket. It takes both XLR and quarter-inch jack. This one is obviously only quarter-inch jack. So now we are looking at the rear panel of the amplifier, and the first thing you see is the balanced output, and it's for your signal that goes to the mixing desk. So this is balanced output, so this is what you want to send to the mixing desk, and it's post EQ, which means that basically the sound that you are sending is affected by your EQ settings, which is great, because it means that whoever is dealing with your sound, they're dealing with the sound that you want them to hear, instead of they impose on you what's right to them, whatever. So basically you take more control of what sound they're getting. This is a ground lift, basically is to remove the effects of ground loop, some static noise or some bass. It's a kind of DI box really. Now the next one is unbalanced line out. It's also good to go to the mixing desk or whatever. I guess this one, if I was to use this amplifier, I would send this one to my Zoom H6 recorder, to record my guitar. The line output of the guitar. Okay, so this is send and return, where you can plug in your external effects such as chorus or reverb or delay, and those are great because the sound would be bypassing the preamp section of the amp, so it's gonna be only going through the power amp of this amplifier, which means that it will be cleaner. This one here is obviously to plug in your power supply. That's the power button, and you have the battery compartment, and this is great because you can basically take this amp out and play somewhere. You can do busking, and you don't need to worry about the power. Now it takes 10 AA batteries, and I forgot how long it runs. I think 3 hours on maximum volume, that it will never probably do, or I think 5 hours on half volume or something like that. And it's nice, kind of the chassis of this amplifier is nice and made of metal, and in order to get to batteries you have to unscrew here those 2 screws, and it's kind of nice, it's nice and solid. So that's about it. That's what I can say really about this rear panel. Is this the amp of my choice? Would I go for it? It depends on the situation. I think if I was looking for some busking amplifier, I would definitely consider this one. And now I have here another amplifier, is AER. That's obviously direct competitor of this Orange. So the question is whether AER is better than Orange. If that's the question you have, I think it's a topic for another video. Just let me know if you want me to compare this amplifier with AER. The one that I have here at the moment is called AER Compact, and this is Mark III version. So if there's an interest in from you to compare those two amplifiers, I'll be happy to kind of shoot the video if I still have that AEI around.